Hello and welcome to the first official episode of BitGrind. My name's Dave Grabiel. My PSN handle is Dave_Laurie. And today we're going to be playing a little bit of Destiny. So as you can see on the screen here, I've only played one character so far. I'm a hunter and I'm level 24, getting real close to level 25. So I'm towards the end game, but I haven't quite got to the place where people raid and do the level 28 missions. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and I think we're going to end up working on trying to get our trophy for maxing out our Vanguard marks today. So as you can see, I've gotten 70 of the 100 Vanguard marks for the week, and I've been pretty much doing those through a combination of the weekly strike and the daily mission, as well as doing a little bit of playlists. And what I just started last night and a little bit this morning is doing the public events. So I think that's where we're going to actually start off, is we're going to try and hurry up here. Based off the time, I believe we might have a chance to hurry up and get to the Fallen Walker in the Cosmodrome at Earth. One thing about Destiny is you'll definitely notice that it's got a lot of cutscenes, or long load times, I guess, rather. It's definitely noticeable. Some of my friends have talked about, they saw some stuff online about doing workouts during the load times. Because of how long they are, you can actually get in apparently decent workouts as you hop around from planet to planet. So what we're doing here is apparently the timer on the Fallen Walker is such that roughly every hour on the 15-minute mark, as well as on the 45-minute mark, the Fallen Walker event happens in the Divide. So it is about 43 after the hour right now, so we should be able to get there just in time. This stuff's all pretty well low level, so I pretty much just try and run through it. What's interesting about low level stuff, though, is although you can kill them real easy because the damage you do continues to scale up, I find it interesting that apparently the damage they do also scales up, because they can still put a little bit of a hurting on you. So we've made it here in time, it would appear. We should have another minute or two, so what I like to do is kind of give a look around, see if I can find any spin metal, maybe some chests. I'll kind of give this room a check. Go ahead in here and kill this, I believe these are called majors, the ones with the yellow bar. So I also have the quest right now for getting 200 ether drops, which is part of the Queen mission. So killing these Fallen also kind of contributes to that. I did find a thing of spin metal. I'm going to go here and try and check inside these buildings. There we go. The spin metal I actually haven't found overly useful yet. Pretty much just the faction turn-in that you can do for it, I believe. It's possible that there's some gear that actually uses it as upgrades. The particular pieces that I have of my legendary armor right now take the helium filaments, the spirit bloom, and the relic iron, or iron relic, I forget which it is called. So I'm not seeing a whole lot in terms of chests in these areas. Excuse me. We're going to get up here on this building and see if we can find any up here. Sometimes they'll be hiding in this bush over here, which I do not see. Or I have seen them under this sign. Or I guess maybe that's not a sign. Actually, it looks like solar panels. So, anyways, I do not see the chest. So, at this point, we're going to give it another minute here. We're getting real close. It's about 4:46, so the event should be starting any moment now. And And there we go. So for those of you who maybe aren't familiar with the Fallen Walkers, they're actually kind of neat. It's kind of what made me interested in the unique ways in which you could do boss-type encounters in a first-person shooter. So basically what's going to happen is the Fallen Walker is going to end up dropping down in the middle of this field. He's actually going to drop a few bad guys first, but they're going to drop pretty easily. So I'm just going to throw a grenade out here and shoot him down. Everyone's kind of here, so everything's going to die pretty easy. But the Fallen Walker, he's now going to drop in, and he's kind of like a giant spider. So he's got a bunch of legs, and if you shoot him pretty much anywhere, you can see he's either immune or fairly minimal damage. However, you can see these little lights on his legs. And if you actually shoot the lights on the legs, as you can see, it actually does a fair amount of damage. And then after you do that, he ends up dropping down to the ground and opening up his neck. In which case you can pretty much go to town on that, doing a ton of damage. So we're just going to keep shooting this here. You can tell he's pretty much dead. We're going to go ahead and pop our special. Get a couple bullets of that in there. And that should be it. Yep. So that is a quick way to get a gold tier achievement. Or not achievement, but a gold tier in a public event. It also nets you 4 of the Vanguard marks, a little bit of rep, and it looked as though maybe I got an Ascendant shard off of that. So I wasn't exactly paying attention there, but I'm pretty sure I did. So then after that, what we're going to do is, where do we want to go from here? I think what we'll end up doing is we're going to go from here back to the summon my vehicle here. And we're going to ride over into the steeps. I think that's a good idea. Not sure why I opt to bring my bike out and go through this hallway. For some reason I think that it's faster. But I probably hit just as many walls, which make it probably a little slower at the end. But it's still kind of neat being able to drive your Sparrow through here. So basically what I do after that, if I want to continue to farm my Vanguard marks, is I come back to the steps. And from here, I'm going to go over to the Moth Yard. So we're just going to skip by all these enemies, even though I do technically have more ether drops to get, I'm pretty sure. But we're just going to skip them anyways. Wait until we get to the Fallen Yard. And we'll focus on a little bit more of them there. Wait a minute. You know what? That event actually comes a little later. So I think... What was it? I believe it's the steps, maybe. There was another good guide that I found out some of this information online. And I don't remember what the name of it was off the top of my head. But if I think about it, maybe I'll try and put a link in the notes. I'm pretty sure it's in the steps. Anywhere between 45 to 55 minutes. So I don't know. It's possible that the event could have already occurred. So we're going to go ahead and just kind of hang out here anyways, just in case it hasn't. And so I'm going to get my bearings here a little bit, and we're going to go ahead and kill some Fallen. Take a quick look at the bounties. Oops. So the bounties I have right now is the one that I've been focusing on working on the most here lately has been the Toland's Journal, which is for an exotic weapon. So I'm kind of excited to see what that's going to bring me. I haven't got any exotic gear yet. So I've got a little bit of Crucible. I really enjoy that. Some Hive Majors, which we're not going to do here. The 200 Ether Drops. So we're probably going to work on that while we're waiting for the thing. And, oh, melee kill 30 enemies. So that'll be fun. We'll just run from enemy to enemy here, getting our Ether Drops. while we're waiting until the 55 counter. So we're going to get a couple of these kills in. A little slow on the draw every now and then. So the BitGrind channel, it's me and a couple other buddies. We're looking to kind of get things running here, do some different Let's Plays. So hopefully people end up enjoying seeing some of that content. Certainly if there's any particular games that you would like to see featured in a Let's Play, let us know, and maybe we'll see what we can do to kind of cater towards that. I tend to focus myself on dedicating a lot of time to just a single game, kind of getting through it. I'm big into the trophy system on the PlayStation network, and so I tend to focus to try and get platinum trophies. And I'm not going to say every game, but at least a lot of the games. I feel like it kind of makes me feel as though I've completed everything that maybe the developers had, at least for the most part, intended their general public to play out of their games. So it's kind of fun doing that. I also like the challenge. Kind of makes me feel like I'm overcoming some neat stuff that maybe not everyone does. So that's fun. So I'm hoping to get the platinum trophy in Destiny. But for those of you familiar or unfamiliar, I guess, with the trophy list, there's a couple of pretty rough ones in there. Specifically the complete a raid, which I'm really looking forward to. But then there's two more variations of that. One of which is complete a raid with a fire team consisting of only your clan members, which maybe won't be a big deal. I'm not exactly sure how the clan system works in this yet. So maybe that one will be pretty easy. But then there is a trophy for completing the raid with an entire fire team without anybody on your fire team dying. Which that one's a whole different level of intimidating right now. Hey, look at that. We found a chest. A couple extra spin metal and some glimmer. But yeah, so apparently, from what I've heard, the raid has been completed, but I believe it took something like a total of 1,600 deaths between, I'm assuming, the entire group of people. But that is far from no deaths. So I would be willing to bet that that's going to be the trophy that keeps a lot of people away from the platinum for a long time. But I do hope to end up getting to the point where I can overcome that. So I'm not seeing the event pop here, so we might just kind of end up skipping this one. Or I say skipping it, it's more rather that we may have missed this one, so we might have to just kind of move on and proceed to the next. So we'll go ahead and run over to this group of guys, which there won't be any left. So that's okay. Just another moment, we'll end up moving on our way over to the moth yards for the on the hour spawn. And I say on the hour, I guess supposedly it's anywhere between 0 and 5 minutes in. So we're actually just going to go ahead and move over there because I'm not seeing anything pop up. And my hope is diminishing. I believe the site that I was reading mentioned that doing this you can average at least about 8 Vanguard marks in an hour. Or I'm sorry, not 8, 16. You kind of do 2 loops, which is why I was thinking 8. So apparently you can do about 16 an hour, and then depending on when the times happen to hit, sometimes you get about 20. So it's actually really good. Very efficient way to get marks. So we're just going to go ahead and wait here a second. last time I came over to this one, I didn't have a lot of luck because I was the only person in the zone, I think, that was trying to complete the public event. And it happened to be a captain. So the captain event basically consists of just a single captain who's trying to go and touch, I suppose, 5 different kind of waypoints. And when he gets to the 5th point, he disappears. And that ends the event. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to take him out before he gets to the last of those points. The problem is he has a shield, and it regenerates really fast. So I don't have an arc weapon, which I believe takes out the shields a lot faster. That is another element of the game that I haven't really gotten much into yet, is knowing what all the different elemental types, I guess I'll call them, what all of them do. But if there is one that takes the shields down quicker, I probably need to be carrying one of those around specifically for this event to have a little more luck. I was able to get through the shield a couple times, but probably only got him down to about half health between all my heavy ammo, my sniper rifle, and not all my full or my primary ammo, but just the amount of time that I had to get him down there. I had him to about half life by the time he made it to his 5th point. So I'm not familiar with how the ranking or tiering system in this one works either. I know with the Fallen Walker, I guess I don't know with the Fallen Walker. I was going to say, I believe it's, I mean, clearly if you kill the Fallen Walker in the time limit, you end up getting the gold tier. But I guess I'm not sure if it is based on his health from there. I know that getting the captain to half health really only ended up netting me a event participation award, which I don't even think that gave me any marks. So here we are, just kind of sitting around here, and hopefully we only got another minute or two before it shows up. Let's go ahead and check on the status of our bounty. 150, so we're close. Oh, we got one more melee kill to do as well. We got talking and forgot all about the fact that we were doing that. Let's see if we can find another group of enemies in here somewhere. Here we are. Bam. And that trophy done. Spray and spray. Tend to use the auto rifle a lot, I think because of the PvP. I actually enjoy the scout rifle a lot better in PvE in terms of enjoyment. But it's kind of hard to give up how much power is kind of behind this thing. I'm getting into a fist fight with him.
You see that?
Alright, what do we got? Oh, extraction crews. Good. So I won't be able to show you the captain, but we'll end up doing an extraction crew thing. So I believe the way the extraction crew works, if I remember right, is it'll come and drop kind of like a drill site. And if you go over there and you clear all the drill site within the specified time limit, then what ends up happening next is it'll end up relocating. And so you'll end up getting a little more time, and a new drill site will be dropped down somewhere else on the map. And if you end up clearing all 3 drill sites in time, then you end up getting the gold participation. So looks like it's going to be over here. I don't see anyone else, so this might be kind of challenging.
Right behind you.
But we'll see what we can do. Relic harvest, that's good. So we got our 50 done. Okay, we got 1 drill site clear.
Fallen skip.
2 more left on the list. I apologize for the little bit of coughing. I'm still trying to get over a little bit of a cold, so hopefully it doesn't come across too bad. I feel like they're going to drop one over here. Alright, 2 done.
Incoming.
Somewhere. Now for the ships. Go ahead and put our Sparrow back up here. Okay, I think that's going to be us. And we do have our super up, so I don't even know what they're shooting at me. Alright. Hopefully we can get respawned in time and get back there and get it taken down.
Not much longer.
Alright, I think that might be it. What do we got enemy-wise? Just a drag holding us back? Yep, it was just a drag. So it looks like we got it, alright, gold tier. And we ended up with another 4 Vanguard marks from it, so pretty excited about that. Okay, so take a quick peek at our time. We got 5:03, so I know we can get to the walker next. We're gonna go ahead and summon our vehicle back up and head back to kind of where we first started. And that's pretty much what we do, is we kind of bounce around between those and hopefully end up finishing off our Vanguard marks. So let's go ahead and call this the end of the first official episode. I hope this little bit of a loop is helpful to everyone. Again, I guess just to recap on that, is that at the start of an hour, the moth yards is kind of where you want to go. Afterwards, you would end up going to the divide, which is located right through the building when you first enter the steps. On the way back through, take a quick stop in the steeps and find out from, what would that be, from about 5:25, I guess, somewhere in there, about 5:25, I think, to 5:30. Or no, not 5:30, 5:20 to 5:25. Take a quick peek and see if there's an event in the steeps. And then afterwards, head over to the moth yard and do a 5:30 event. And rinse, repeat roughly every half an hour. So hopefully that ends up being helpful. Thank you for coming and taking a look at us. Again, if you have any comments, suggestions, I am definitely interested in hearing it. Please share this with other people that you may know, and I don't know, look forward to doing more of these and hopefully hearing from people interested in what we're doing. So thank you again for checking us out.